Line for young man? Let's see, IT job, right? Programming or what I do? Programming. All right. Hello, my name's Carl Rosenborg with Microsoft. How can I help you?
Yes, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, young man.
Yes.
Have a seat. Make yourself at home. So tell me about yourself. Tell me a little bit of a background about yourself.
My name is Gong. I'm
Gong.
18 years old.
Good to meet you, Gong.
I graduated from University of Technology with a bachelor degree in system information.
Systems information, all right. And what area of systems information are you talking? Servers? You're talking networking? You're talking programming? Tell me what area you are interested in.
I think I can programming.
Programming.
Yes.
All right. And what programming languages do you know?
I know C plus and maybe I know Java.
Java and C++. Do you have some examples of some code you have written? Did you bring me some examples? Or give me a website maybe that you worked on?
I can make a game or
Make a game, all right.
yes, or program for Windows or Mac OS.
Mac OS.
Yes.
So, do you know Linux?
I know I know a bit.
All right. And how about some, let's see here. What are your long-term goals here at Microsoft? And what are your short-term goals?
Can you repeat?
What are your goals at this job, this programming job we have at Microsoft? What are your goals for the next 5 years? Where would you like to be 5 years from now? This is a beginner's programming job, right? And where do you see yourself 5 years from now here at Microsoft?
I want to gain my experience. So I want to apply for this position to try this job.
Okay. And do you see yourself in the same job 5 years from now?
Um,
Or do you want to move up in the company?
just I want to
You want to move up to a higher, more challenging position.
just
Okay? What hours do you think are good to work? How many hours a day do you feel is appropriate if there is a big project?
I think I can work until midnight.
Work until midnight.
If
Okay. Very good.
If I have a project, I can work overnight.
Okay. Well, here at Microsoft, just so you know, we have our cafeteria, and our cafeteria serves breakfast at 7, and we serve lunch at 12, and we serve dinner at 9 p.m. So, food is free here at Microsoft. All the drinks you want is also free. So, if you want Coke or coffee or whatever, there's no charge. And we also have an exercise area as well. It's one of our benefits. We have a jogging area, we have a gym, we have a tennis court here on campus. So if you need to relax a little bit, you know, if you're working till midnight, you can do that with some of our fellow employees. Just so you know, that's one of our benefits here. So, are you used to working in teams? How would you feel in our weekly meetings regarding the progress of some of our projects?
work in work. I can work together with my colleague. I have good player team player.
You're a good team player.
Yes.
Are you familiar with Microsoft Office? You know Microsoft Office.
Yes, I know this.
What sort of documentation? You know how to code. What sort of documentation do you typically provide in your programs?
Sorry, I don't know.
We don't only want to have code, we want to have a summary. When the customer runs your program, you have to, can you write documentation to show how this program works? Yes? So therefore, do you know Microsoft Office? You know Microsoft Word? Can you write documentation?
I know it's a little.
Are you familiar with Microsoft Project and milestones? You know about milestones in Microsoft Project? Because there's certain, like in life, there are milestones. Obviously, you get married, that's a milestone. You get a new job, that's a milestone. Me, move to a new country, it's a milestone in life. The same thing with programming. Yes, you have certain key points when you are programming, certain key features, dates. So this is typical of, you know, when we work in teams, we also have, you know, individuals who keep track of this. Now let me ask you, are you also familiar with, I'm trying to remember the name of it. We typically do our coding in teams. So you would handle one section of code and someone else would handle another. And we use what's called PVCS tracker. That's for version history. You familiar with this? You familiar with version history?
I don't know.
Yeah. So you, let's say you do version 1 of ABC program, and then there's some bugs, right? There's always some errors that you may have not remembered or someone else. There's a version history of who did what programmer did what part of code did they do, what problem did they fix. This is kept in a database. Yes? And the software we use is called PVCS Tracker. Keeps track of those events. I know you're not familiar with it. Okay. You know this, yes?
Yes, we use Git.
This is Steve, one of our chief developers here. You use it, yes?
Git and SVN.
SVN.
Yes.
SVN is a Linux package. I'm familiar with SVN. I was trying to think of the name. I haven't done this in a long time. So yes, so we have revision history that you're going to have to learn how to keep track of the code that you write and the revisions that you write. Yes?
I don't know.
That's okay. We have a training program in our intranet. Our intranet. Should we decide to hire you, we have a training program that you can go to, as well as a training department that will teach you how to do things the Microsoft way. Let me ask you some other questions. Here at Microsoft, everything you do is kept track of. Every keystroke you type is put in a database. There are cameras in the ceilings. There are cameras outside. There are cameras in the parking lot. Are you comfortable with this? This is the way things work in Microsoft.
Microsoft, I think, I can work
Are you comfortable with this type of environment where you are monitored? You are monitored. Your performance is monitored. Yes, your ability to get along with other people. You're evaluated constantly. This is the way we do things at Microsoft.
I think Microsoft is they can grow up than now, and it have work environment, and they have a lot of good people in job. So I want to apply for.
Are you willing to sign a non-compete clause that any information that you learn here at Microsoft, one, you will not disclose to anyone, including your family, and two, that when you leave Microsoft, you will not disclose any of the information you have learned in this company. If you do, you are subject to a legal lawsuit. These are things they do. We have about, should we decide to hire you, we have about 30 or 40 pages of non-disclosure agreements and various agreements that you will have to agree to. Do you have a problem with that?
Like
What salary would you like to have here at Microsoft?
I express $1,000
$1,000 a day or
a month.
$1,000 a month? I don't think there's any job in Seattle that pays you $1,000 a month. I think the lowest is about 2,000. You're probably off a little bit. That's all right. I'm very glad you joined us here at Microsoft. Glad you came for the interview. Our HR department will come back and let you know the decision within a day or two. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Good luck in your job search.